When it comes to money and relationships, there's good news and bad news. While the majority of couples admit they do discuss their finances on a weekly basis, money is still a top cause for arguments. In other words, a quick money talk can easily turn south.
There's really a lot of emotions behind financial decisions. So when couples start to talk about it, the arguments become more about the style and not the substance. It's important to talk about finance, but it's how couples do it that bring the problems into it.
But that's no excuse to stop talking. I tapped marriage and relationship therapist Rachel Sussman for advice on the most important money conversations to have, all while keeping your cool. First, Sussman says, recognize you may be with your financial opposite. Studies show savers are attracted to spenders and vice versa. But rather than have that be a source of conflict, she says, find common goals and learn how to maximize each of your strengths to manage your money best.
It's really common for a couple to come together with different spending philosophies, but it's more important to try to have empathy. So if you understand where your partner's coming from, then you can find a solution.
Next, no matter if you view your finances as yours, mine, or ours, if one person suspects they're providing more than the other person, it could lead to problems down the road.
When a relationship is getting serious and a couple is thinking about moving in together, they can have a talk about whether they're going to merge their bank accounts. Some people don't want to merge their bank accounts because they don't want to lose that feeling of independence. But also, if someone has stellar credit and they're getting involved with someone whose credit is maybe a work in progress, that can be an opportunity for the couple not to merge.
Now, if you're in a relationship where you're contributing far more financially than the other person, one way to avoid resentment is to identify and appreciate the non-monetary values that your partner is bringing to the table. Maybe it's childcare or going back to school part-time in order to earn more money. Sharing finances, no doubt, means assigning a CFO, but rather than feel burdened by this role or conversely resent the fact that you may be a little bit out of the loop, Sussman says each of you should strive to feel empowered by the system you create. That means discussing all big financial decisions as one team and sharing accounts, passwords, and PINs, not only to keep each other accountable, but just in case one of you has to step in and manage everything in the event of an injury or illness. It's also important to discuss when someone's bad behavior goes too far. Irresponsible or abusive spending can be detrimental to any relationship.
Spending addictions are prevalent in our society today. The person that is just spending every penny they make and then some. And, we know from research that people who have spending addictions are addicted to the dopamine. And I've seen where one person needs to have all the control over the finances and they'll dole out the money to the other partner. And I think that can be really unhealthy. Help is out there. You should go get some help if that describes you.
Finally, don't shy away from these issues, even if you suspect they'll start a fight. Research shows that couples who argue are more satisfied with their relationships than those who avoid conflict. The trick, Sussman says, is choosing the right moment. Best to schedule time with your spouse as you would a business meeting. Keep it to an hour and have an agenda. And make sure to use language that keeps your talk constructive, not destructive.
Once you've learned how to communicate well, which is talking in I statements, not blaming, not shaming, not making your partner defensive, you can use that model to talk about anything in a relationship at all.
And don't forget, we want to hear from you. What are some money issues you're dealing with in your relationship? Connect with me on Twitter @Farnoosh and use the hashtag FinFit. For Yahoo Shine, I'm Farnoosh Tarabi.